Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the raw, high-octane psychology of shifting your mindset from complacent to absolute greatness. If you're tired of feeling stuck in reverse or kind of feeling like you have all this untapped potential just sitting there, well, this is exactly what you need. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of motivation, how to push through intense adversity, and ultimately, how to develop a truly resilient mindset. All right, let's jump right in. Let's start with a pretty brutal truth. Life is simply too short to make excuses. And nobody, absolutely nobody, is going to create the future you want for you, right? We get exactly one opportunity to come this way. If we all wake up ordinary, you've got to make the conscious decision right now that you aren't going to allow random events or other people to determine who you become. You have to take the wheel. Section 1. Your daily wake-up call. So to cross that threshold from average to phenomenal, we have to start with the very first battle you face every single day. I want you to imagine your goal is to wake up at 3 a.m. to work on your dream. But your eyes open a little early and it's 2:45 a.m. You have 15 minutes. Now, the average mind immediately says, great, let me pull the covers back over my head. But the phenomenal mind, it knows that if you go back to sleep, you might not wake up until 4, 5, or even 6 a.m. Those 15 minutes of comfort are simply not worth sacrificing the rest of your life's dream. No way. And this actually brings us to a really brilliant concept from author Mel Robbins. It's the 5-second rule. Basically, you have exactly 5 seconds to act on an impulse before your brain completely kills it with excuses. When your alarm goes off and your brain starts negotiating, you know the feeling, just 5 more minutes, maybe just 10 more minutes, you have to shut that down immediately. You cannot wait. You have to rise and grind before those excuses pull a cozy cosmetic blanket right over your massive potential. Section 2. Choose your hard. That early morning battle forces us to confront a fundamental law of reality, which is that pain is completely inevitable. It's unavoidable. But here's the secret. You actually get to choose it. It comes down to the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret. Think about it. If you go to the gym, your muscles tear, you sweat, and yeah, it hurts. But if you skip the gym entirely, well, your declining health is going to hurt you a whole lot more later on. There's always a reward or a regret attached to your decisions. Breaking a bad habit is hard, but staying stagnant is also hard. You got to pick your pain. And this directly dictates how we should view the adversity that brings that pain. There's a famous saying, pressure can create diamonds or it can bust a pipe. You are absolutely going to face massive difficulties, traumas, and deep valleys in your life. But the pressure itself, that isn't the problem. The true challenge is what you actually do with it. Are you going to allow it to bust your pipe, or will you take control of your reaction and turn that uncomfortable pressure into a diamond? It's entirely about controlling your response. Section 3. Sacrifice the old you. To build real resilience, you have to step into redesign mode and completely sacrifice who you used to be. Look, if you're going to be extraordinary, you cannot make ordinary sacrifices. It's that simple. You have to systematically eliminate the habits, the comforts, and honestly, the people that no longer serve your vision. This means sacrificing your time, like waking up when the rest of the world sleeps. Sacrificing your vices, like being totally consumed by social media, which, let's be real, is a beautiful servant but a terrible master. You literally even have to sacrifice past versions of yourself because the old you simply doesn't have the capacity to carry you into your next season of greatness. And right at the top of the things you must sacrifice is the comparison game. We do this all the time, right? Constantly comparing our resources, our physical traits, our bank accounts to everyone else's. But here is a stunning truth. Comparing your story to someone else's is really just a warm blanket disguising the underlying cancer of fear. It's an excuse. You're using it as makeup to hide the fact that you're afraid to step out and fail. You must bind up that spirit of fear right now, today, and focus strictly on your own path. Section 4. Work on your work. Okay, so now that we've cleared those mental hurdles, you need a concrete framework to actually elevate your daily performance. Because motivation alone, it's not going to save you. You need to become your own performance coach. First, study your work. Second, critique your work. And third, reflect on your work. We have to stop waiting for a boss, an administrator, or a coach to evaluate us. Measure your own daily output. Step back and critically reflect on how you do what you do. Because if you're the exact same professional this year as you were last year, well, you weren't growing. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Take basketball legends Dirk Nowitzki and LeBron James. After Dirk won his championship, his stats, his scoring, his assists, his rebounds, they actually dropped. He hit the peak and then kind of coasted. But when LeBron won a title, his assists, his defense, and his shooting percentage all went up. It's wild. True greatness never stops increasing performance. It isn't just about that initial accomplishment, it's about a relentless, ongoing effort to get better. Section 5. Your future self. All of this relentless discipline we've been talking about, it all builds toward the ultimate legacy you are destined to leave. The message is incredibly simple but wildly profound. If you grind now, you shine later. Today is entirely about paying the price with uncomfortable discipline. It's about studying those extra hours, pushing through that grueling workout, saying no to temporary fun so that you can cash out on a phenomenal life in the future. Just look around. The people you see shining out there in the world are only shining because of a consistent, relentless grind that happened behind closed doors. Which brings us to our final, ultimate question for this explainer. I want you to seriously look at the habits, the choices, and the sacrifices you made today. Ask yourself, is the future version of you, a few years from now, going to be frustrated and disappointed because you didn't take your goals seriously? Or are they going to look back incredibly grateful that you found the courage to choose your heart today and didn't give up?